majoring in business, accounting, and finance. Students are able to complete the program concurrently while still studying in MMU and be able to graduate with a dual qualification. And apart from that, we will also have a special talk session with Mr. Rushdan on the topic of ways business graduates can improve their employability post-COVID-19 crisis. Okay, now I would like to introduce our speaker for today, Mr. Rushdan Roslan. Mr. Rushdan is currently a business development manager at the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, which is promoting CIMA brand. He has been working in the education industry for 6 years. His core specialties include tactical sustainable planning and strategic negotiations in developing Malaysian markets. His educational background in business administration has assisted him in great lengths by understanding business and by function. He enjoys meeting new people and exploring new ideas with his clear logical mind and practical approach towards problem solving. Live to express, not to impress is his motto in life that keeps him sharp in doing what he's genuinely passionate in. He believes that success happens when we are progressing together as one. So without further ado, I would now like to welcome Mr. Rushdan Roslan to start the session.
Okay, thank you, Farha. Thank you so much. I'm taking this opportunity to express gratitude and apologies on behalf of Miss Bettina. She's not feeling well, so I'm here. I'm happy to support the whole initiative, to give you guys more information about the current pathway that you guys enjoy under the CIMA NMU collaboration. So CIMA NMU, we recently launched the partnership, I think about end last year. We recently signed the agreement on this FLP. So I'm gonna give you a quick presentation, one, about the FLP program, and then second, I will also show you the platform itself. Like it is like a simple tool for you to understand the platform. But before that, I'm gonna present to you first what is the CIMA qualification, so that in on the bigger picture, right? So before I start, right, can you guys see my okay? And then before I forget, together with me, I have my colleague, Mr. Vin. So if you have any further questions, so feel free to post those questions either on the chat box, or you can interrupt, and I would love to answer the question in the forum as well. So I'm happy for both. If you are shy, I know some of us are shy, right? So you can just post your question in the chat room, okay? And I will try my best, and Mr. Vin here will try our best to assist you on your queries, right? So first of all, I'm gonna okay, can you guys see my screen, my presentation slide?
We
Can,
can
right?
see.
Okay, so basically the finance leadership program is just a CIMA qualification, and we have developed it. We just recently launched it. MMU is the first university that we have signed in Malaysia. So this is a global program, meaning to say if you go to other country, for example, you can still find the same program offered there as well. Okay, so in Malaysia, one of our partner is MMU, and we are fortunate to have access to this platform. So basically, what are CIMA? What is CIMA? So I know that today, in today's session, besides the accounting focus students, right, those majoring in accounting, we also have our colleague from business program. So myself, if I can just share my experience, I have been I'm not an accountant, right? I'm currently doing CIMA as well. I'm currently also studying under the finance leadership program, because in the past I did my bachelor degree focusing on business administration. So how I see this will add value to the current non-accounting students is very simple. It will add some form of additional value in your skill set and competencies, because at the end of the day, I think right now we are having kind of a bad economic destruction because of the COVID pandemic, right? So the demand of the industry is getting more and more, and one of the thing that we can remain relevant because of the demand increase, so we have to ensure that we remain relevant, is to keep on learning. So first is we have to have the right mindset, and uh, I will elaborate further along the presentation, on the second topic of today's discussion as well, on how we can improve employability. But the focus right now, I will just elaborate about CIMA, you know, and then besides focusing in management accounting, it is a 100 years old qualification. So we have been uh, in the as a professional institute since 1919, and the founder of CIMA was the founder of Unilever. So those are the company that is focusing on consumer product, right? Uh, Besides that, the main differences. So one of those questions that I always receive when we speak to university students, postgraduate or undergraduate, normally they will have this question: what is the difference between CIMA and all the other professional qualification, right? So I can answer on behalf of CIMA. I think at the end of the day, having a professional qualification is a must in today's challenging environment. We cannot say that we don't have any job offered out there. There are still jobs, but the demand is high, right? So how you can remain relevant is you have to at least have additional qualification to prepare yourself upon graduation. And this additional qualification, one of it being CIMA. And the main differences between CIMA and others, right? I think in Malaysia we have 4, 5 of the major qualifications, which I believe you all know, such as ACCA being the biggest one, ICAW, CPA Australia, and etc. CIMA is more focusing on management accounting. All the rest is still good. In my opinion, you still gotta consider either one of these few 4 or 5 professional qualification to add the value of your employability, right? So management accounting itself is this. We are focusing more on the forward-looking role, right? So if I can put it in a simple manner, if you look at management accounting and the areas that you do within management accounting, so what you do in management accounting is basically costing, correct? Planning, budgeting, correct? So if you look at those exercises like planning, or costing, or budgeting, or managing project and all that, you will need to forecast, right? What happened tomorrow, right? So that is why I say management accounting is focusing on the forward-looking role. You want to predict whether this budget is sufficient for you to meet the output that you require, or the outcome that you deem you want, right? Based on the budget that you allocated. So you need management accounting to know or to predict the future. And the management accounting itself, as I mentioned just now, when you're doing budgeting, costing, planning, all are forward looking. You will need to predict or forecast. And on the other hand, in order for you to practice as a good management accountant, so you want to predict the future now, indirectly, you have to understand your past information or data as well. So on the other hand, the practice of financial accounting is very much focusing on historical information, right? So that's why if you look at the exercises that you do as a financial accountant, whether be doing uh, anything related to accounts payable, or for in a layman term, if I purchase something, I get a receipt, right? And the receipt is meant for the accountants to accounts or to see the data in order for them to make future decision. So meaning to say, as a management accountant, in order for you to predict the future information, what you want to forecast, you have to understand your past information as well. But the main differences between management accounting and financial accounting is very much focusing on the time, okay, which is one is very focused on historical information, historical data, while on the other hand, the other one is based on forward looking. Okay, so how does this relevant to CIMA or related to CIMA? Because I mentioned we are the largest management accounting association in the world, right? So we integrate those management accounting. Of course, in order for you to become a good management accountant, you need to understand your past data. So you have to also study financial accounting in CIMA syllabus. Okay, so that's the introduction part of CIMA qualification, how it differentiates from the rest. Okay, so at the end of the day, the conclusion is all professional qualification is good. In this hard time, you even need more qualification to remain relevant, to upgrade your skill set and competencies, your ability, right? But at the end of the day, each of these professional qualification have a different focus, have a different subject that they focus. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's up to you what role that you want to achieve. But uh, I think it's good for you to consider at least any of those professional or any additional qualification in your current level, right? So the second part of this presentation is I would like to also talk about how we develop the qualification. So basically, before we develop qualification, we have asked our members and students. So basically, in the world today, we are having about 650,000 members and students globally, including America, UK, and Asia, and Malaysia itself. In Malaysia, we have about 3,000 members. So before we develop the qualification, and these members are professionals. So they are working across different industries in MNCs and also SMEs across the world. So why they are important? Because we asked these professionals, 650,000 of them, what challenges that they foresee in the day-to-day work as a professional, business professional, right? What's their main challenge and what are the skills and demand that they foresee important for professionals to have. Okay, so when we conduct the research, we have come up with this CGMA competency framework. So this is based on the research that I mentioned to you just now. We did that 2 years ago, all right? And then we understand that, okay, so basically the employers are saying that in order for a good finance professional to be a successful effective finance professionals or business professional, they must have these 5 main skill set or competencies. And these 5 is number 1, the purple color top left, we known as technical skill. So first, you must have good technical skill. Technical skill is your ability as an accountant. I mean, so your ability to perform uh, any of your required role related to accounting, such as you must be able to do basic costing. If you are a management accountant, you must be able to form or churn out a report, right? if you are an accountant. So that is technical skill, right? So employers say technical skill is very important. Second is your business acumen, or how you transform your data into insight and strategy. So nowadays we live in an age of data overload. All the time we are processing a lot of different informations. But in today's world, when too much data is also good, we must be clear on which data is relevant to our purpose. Okay, so we must know, we must have business skill, business acumen, right, in today's business environment. And people skill, I think this is very direct: how you communicate, how you negotiate and collaborate, how you manage, and etc. The fourth one is leadership skill. So how do you motivate your team? How do you drive your team's performance? You know, how you manage how you lead your external stakeholder, for example, right? So, and the final one, the uh, at the center of it, we have digital skills. So I recap again. Employer says that based on our research that we have conducted, technical skill is very important. Business skills, people skills, leadership skill, and also digital skills, right? So you must be able to be familiar with the current digital or accounting uh, technologies, right? So having good skills in Microsoft Excel and Word document is a must, right? Okay. So from this competency framework, we have done a survey, okay, and then we have identified the problem that employer says these skills is important for fresh graduate and professionals to have. We take these competencies and then we develop our CIMA qualification. All right, so this is the CIMA qualification. Basically, this qualification is split into what we call as pillars and levels. So to make it more simple, pillars is vertical. So you can see the blue color is a pillar or enterprise pillar. So we have three different pillar. One is known as enterprise pillar, or those topic that talks about business and management related, right? As I mentioned to you earlier, management accounting or CIMA qualification, we cover three areas, which is management side of a business or the blue pillar, performance or management accounting side of a business. So this is for you to forecast what happened tomorrow. Okay, because this is management accounting, and you will learn topics such as costing, planning, budgeting, and etc. in this pillar. The third one, the green color, known also as financial pillar. So as an accountant, remember your technical skills, right? So most of your technical skills has been integrated into this CIMA qualification, right? So for financial pillar, you will cover topics such as financial reporting, right? And financial standards, the IFRSs, tax and its implication, right? Financial reporting, and most other financial accounting related topic. Okay, so that's if we look at it vertical or horizontal. I'm confused now, but if you look at it at the other angle, you can find something called levels. Right? We have three different level. Those with operational, uh, operational at the very bottom, right? At the center, we have management, and at the top, we have strategic level. So to understand this is very simple. At the operational level, right, you are a junior exec in an organization. So when I last time work as a junior exec in my first few jobs, I have to perform a lot of operational tasks, right? So that's why if you are working in a management, in a finance department, for example, right, and you are a finance exec, So one of your main role is also to assist your line manager to prepare your stakeholders budget, maybe business development teams budget. You have to prepare their budget in terms of the template and etc. Your manager won't do that. She will need to present in a higher level. So you have to perform a lot of operational related tasks at the operational level. So same goes, it reflect in the CIMA qualification, right? Operational level, you are a junior exec, and how do we test you as a junior exec is through our case study exam. Why do I say that? Because case study exam, right, is not a subject, right? It's not like case study is management accounting or what. It's very subjective. Meaning to say, in order for me to answer the case study exam, I have to be able to understand the main component or knowledge of E1, P1, and also F1. Because case study is not a subject, but it is an integration of the three paper below it. Integration, right? So E1 combined with P1 combined with F1, then you can answer operational case study. And in operational case study or any of the other case studies, you will be given a role, right? You will be given a role, and the role at operational level, you are a junior exec. So the task, the exam question, everything is reflecting you as a junior exec in an organization. And as a junior exec, normally, who do we talk to? We talk to, if I'm a finance manager, if I am a finance executive, for example, who do I report to? I report to my finance manager. And for me to report to finance manager, my day-to-day language with her, I can talk with her on a very technical accounting word and she will understand, right? Whereby if you are in a middle level management position, things change, right? Because your senior director might not have any accounting background in the past, right? So the way you explain things to her becomes different. So same goes to CIMA qualification. That's how we test all the competencies that I mentioned to you just now through our case study exam. So case study exam is also based on actual scenario that is happening in the industry, right? So actual case that happens in the industry. For example, last time we have cases or case study exam question related to airlines industry, right? Airlines industry, which was MAS back then. They had restructuring, if you can recall, right? So you'll be given a role in those kind of problems, okay? And in order for you to resolve this, you not only need accounting knowledge and technical accounting knowledge. Of course, your knowledge as a business student also very important, okay? So that's why I think the qualification itself will be suitable for even non-finance and accounting students because it allows you to see things in from a different perspective and angle. Besides that, it also allows you to explore other career uh, other than those related to your current degree qualification. It diversify your opportunity, which is good for your future, all right? And more versatile career option, of course. So the format is the same, even for management level. So let's say you progress, you completed your first case study exam, you go for the second case study exam, it is still the same format. It's just that this time your role is a finance manager, and as a finance manager, you are talking to CFO, for example, or financial controller, right? And at the very top case study, you are a senior management in a senior management team in an organization, right? So even a CEO or CFO still has a boss, right? So if you are a CEO, then you still need to write report, for example, to how to say, to convince your board members on decisions, right? So CEO will still need to convince the board members, and some issues that related in the strategic level will be something that people experience out there at their strategic level position. What the actual CFO is experiencing, so we integrate that into our strategic case study. Okay, so I'll be explaining this further. I think I don't want to take too much time on this syllabus explanation. All right. I would love to open the floor for any question if you have. And further to this, I'll also be able to share the presentation slide for your further reference. So basically, in terms of the component or competencies that you will be learning in CIMA, as I mentioned to you, everything that we do is based on the competencies framework that I mentioned or I've shown just now, right? And if you notice, in the competencies framework, we have this thing we call as digital skill, right? So CIMA, we are one of the first, I think we are still one of the only one who integrated the digital component into accounting and business content. So if you can see on the screen, we are also offering subject such as digital strategy, right, at the strategic management there. Okay, so you can see also other subject such as digital finance, finance function transformation, finance business partnering, data and analytics, cyber security here, right? So we have integrated a lot of digital component in our exams, and I think that is one of the the advantage of having CIMA qualification as part of your additional qualification on top of your degree, because later in the finance leadership program, if you complete each of these component, digital finance, if you complete this, you will be awarded with a e-certificate. So when you apply for job, even if you didn't manage to complete the qualification, I'll cover that in later part of the presentation. Right, so I've explained those. It is all the subscription is inclusive of learning assessment platform. All right, is also based on business simulation, the actual scenario that happens, and it is also inclusive of all your exams that is relevant to you. So a sample of our strategic case study. So this one, I think I won't be elaborating this further, but in short, right, before you attempt any of the case study exam, this includes operational case study or management case study or even strategic. The format is the same. So because this is a strategic case study exam, it is a past year question, by the way. If you look at the email, so this person, his name is Paul Pau, right? So Paul Pau is a CFO in a, sorry, Paul Pau is a CFO in a, in a manufacturing industry, right? So he's talking to his finance manager here, right? As you can see, and they have an issue. They have an issue. So you here is the finance manager who received an email from Mr. Paul Pau, the chief financial officer. In this scenario, you are a finance manager, right? And your CFO asking you to assist on explaining any effect if they impose all the explanation that he explained above, right? Any downside. So you have to give your CFO what is the advantage and disadvantage, because what your CFO is doing is he is managing his risk, He's doing risk management. Whether he need to take this decision and worth to risk something, to get whatever the outcome is. Okay, so these are some of the example of the case study question. Is very application based. You will be given an industry and a role, right? So I think on this part, why should you choose the finance? Okay, uh, I think in this, I will just give you my personal opinion, where you can also read this. But in the past, right, for a person to complete CIMA qualification, at least they have to complete, even if they come from the best university in Malaysia, say that they come from right? They will still need to complete at least 5 to 6 exams in order for them to become a chartered accountant or an exam complete to hold a CIMA designation. So what I'm trying to say is for you to only able to, and this 6 exam, they requires at least 2 years to complete back then, few years ago, only 3 years ago before the introduction of CGMA FLP. But after we introduce this, right, you will be able to complete only 3 exams, 3 case study exams, and the time duration that we are looking at is cut short half. Meaning in the past we require at least 2 years, now you only need 1 year, right? So my personal view, that's why I myself, and I believe Vin here, we are also still learning under the finance leadership program. In fact, I also still waiting for my time to sit exam, hopefully in November, right? But that's why I opt for this FLP program in the first place, because of the time for me to complete. And second, it comes together with the learning platform, right? So I believe you are aware about nowadays we have Coursera, we have edX, right? That have a different kind of, that give different kind of learning experience to all of us as a learner. All right. So this platform is kind of uh, into that direction, something like edX and Coursera. It will help you to learn in a very effective manner, because I don't need to go through a tuition provider. I don't need to go and find any revision classes if they are offered anywhere, and having to pay that additional revision classes fee, right? So in short, I think this program is very useful because of the time duration that you can complete. You can complete this together with your degree, right? So that is a plus point. Indirectly, that improve your employability for sure, because as a business students or accounting or finance students, you have your bachelor degree and now you have a professional qualification. And we are not talking about any professional qualification. CIMA is one of the qualification, global qualification, uh, and it is approved under the Accountants Act, right? Meaning to say, it's kind of a license for you to practice as an accountant in Malaysia once you obtain your CIMA membership, right? So for business student, it help you to divert or to have more versatility in your CV, in your career, because versatility is what the employers are looking for nowadays. You can see through the competencies framework that I mentioned to you just now, right? So now they are saying no, technical skill alone not enough. We also need soft skill. We also need digital literacy. So demand is increasing, and I think through this FLP, you're able to add value to your future career. And of course, the cost is very cheap, right? So I think those are the main 3 reasons that I would highly encourage any business students or any accounting students, any students who would like to uh, enhance their future career or employability opportunity, right? So as I mentioned, we will be awarding a qualification, a sample skill certificate. This is a sample e-certification. So every time you complete those components, right? These components, every time you complete each components mean digital finance, management accounting, financial reporting and tax. So every time you complete this, you will receive this. So upon completion, let's say, touch it. Of course, inshallah, I want you all to complete the qualification and obtain the membership soon, 3 years upon your graduation. So complete the qualification concurrently in your current university learning. But in the event that doesn't happen, you still have the e-certificate that you can show to your future employer, and your future employer will know, oh, this person, Miss Siti, have a degree in business management, but on top of that, she also competent in this area because she have this e-certificate, right? And you will, every time you complete those component, you will receive one e-certificate. So your employer will know, okay, this person is have been to obtain performance and project management. She can also become a project manager or manage project. She have that ability. Okay, so but of course, at the end of the day, please complete the qualification. Don't just aim for the e-certificate. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna give you some brief explanation about the platform itself. So, this is a sample dashboard. Basically, in the finance leadership program, you will only need to complete the 3 case studies, whereby the rest of the learning content you will learn through a platform. So this is the platform dashboard. So you can kind of plan your own learning at your own pace, all right? And you can monitor your progress every day or every week. Okay, so why do I say so? So basically, the system allows you, we have integrated AI and all that in the system. So when you plan your study, say that I want to complete I have subscribed the qualification for 1 year, right? So I have to complete each component in 3 months. So when you click 3 months, it will automatically trigger you how many subject or topics that you need to complete every week. Okay, and in each topic, how many tests that you have, how many skill set that you have obtained. All right, and it will give you a projection on when you will complete your exam, and also it will tell you how many skills and competencies that you have completed and how many you have left. And indeed, if you feel that you are ready, you can schedule the case study exam. But before you schedule the case study exam, remember, you have to complete all the components earlier. So the components that I'm referring to is this one: digital finance, management accounting, financial reporting and taxation, for example. So in order for you to sit the main operational case study exam, right, later, you have to make sure that you log into the platform, you have completed, you have read and understand all the 3 components below this operational case study exam, these 3, right? Because you will have to complete some form of quizzes and tests, but that's not an exam, right? It's just a quiz to ensure that you have obtained the right skills. Okay, so I'll go next. So this is the second important things in the dashboard. I can show you the dashboard later quickly. So all the subjects that I showed just now, such as digital finance, you can see it is color coded in blue. All right. So you can see here, we have 3 different level in CIMA qualification. So if let's say you have completed your operational, you can always move to the next, and you can always refer back to the previous level, even though you have completed the level. Same goes vice versa. If let's say you are at operational level, you can still view the management and strategic level. Right? So the blue one just now is enterprise pillar, or those subject that is related to management side of a business. Orange one is P pillar, management accounting. Okay. and green is a financial pillar or financial accounting part of the CIMA qualification. So you will skip all these external exam. You will go through this platform, learn from it, learn through it in 1 year and get all the check marks, right? You have to complete those. I will show you later. So the platform itself will provide you with a study guide, right? Meaning to say, you will have some kind of additional notes, how to answer case study, for example, how to strategize and answer your case study exam. And then additionally, we also provide pre-seen material. So later, you will be doing case study exam, right? So you will be given a pre-seen material. So pre-seen material is basically a form of information, a report, uh, that is released to you maximum 3 months before you sit your exam. So this report will consist of all the informations that related to your case study exam. All right. The one that I have shown a sample to you just now, that is the case study question. So before uh, you receive this, right? Before you receive this is a question. Before you receive this, you will receive something known as pre-seen material or the report on the industry. Who is the CEO? Who is the CFO? Who is the what is the financial health of the organization? Who's the competitor? So you will analyze those information in order for you to prepare to answer the exam later, right? So and then additionally, beside pre-seen, you can also access uh, the mock exam or practice exam, right? So you can see here there are two different type. One is graded, meaning you do the exam, you have to submit the exam before certain due date here, right? And you will be given a feedback from a trainer. And non-graded, you won't receive feedback, but you will receive a answer scheme for you to understand where is the learning gap, right? So I'll go next. I'll show the platform later quickly. So this one you can plan and schedule your exam as well from the same platform. So you don't need to log out, log in again. Uh, in terms of the requirement, so in the past, CIMA is only open for students that is majoring in accounting and finance. But through the FLP platform, with MMU, we are currently happy to inform that we open the CIMA Qualification Pathway Program through this FLP program for business students as well, right? So if you are doing business management, if you are doing business administration, and you think that CIMA qualification can add value, I think this is one of the pathway for you, finance leadership program. So the requirement is you have to be from MMU, of course, right? And you have to be a student that is majoring in accounting, finance, or business. And remember, I mentioned to you just now, please make use of this time to improve your competencies, to add your learning and your capability in order to prepare for your career. Okay. Uh, in terms of the fees, under the normal pathway, right, we require this fee. I think you will need to spend about 1,000 over pound, but under finance leadership program, it will cost you around 495 pound for 1 year subscription. So it is a subscription base, meaning you pay 495, and that includes everything: registration, exam. There won't be any annual subscription fee. It will be waived, and yeah, you save almost 50 to 60% compared to the original pathway, right? You pay less, you can complete it. Compared last time, you need to complete it within 2 years. Now you can do it within 1 year. So I think in terms of the fee, is very very much a good bargain for students, right? Yeah, I think I have come towards the end of the uh, presentation, I think I'm out. Why don't we open the floor for Q&A sessions before we can proceed to the second topic? Or if I will just open the floor if you have any further questions regarding the session just now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Rushdan, on the wonderful insights of the program. So actually, we have got a few questions from the students that we have collected before the session begins.
Okay,
Okay, so I will read the students' question now.
sure.
Okay, so the first question is, can we fast track our studies to strategic level using qualifications other than CPA, for example, using CFA?
Okay, so that one is not possible because CFA in nature is a different focus. So that's why even if you do CIMA, if you have any of the other professional qualification under the normal route, right, you still need to complete 5 to 6 exam. But the finance leadership program itself is different, whereby you just need to complete 3 case studies exam. So to answer your question in short, right, no, you cannot claim any significant exemption from your current professional qualification. Even if you have ACCA, for example, you still need to do 5 to 6 exams under the normal route. So FLP is a special program. It allows you to come in only and do 3 exams. If you would like to have that kind of exemption, meaning you have exemption up until the final case study, right? That one, you have to, one, there are 2 ways. One, you have to be an MIA member. So as an MIA member, I think you need to practice as an accountant first, right? Second, if you are not coming from an MIA pathway, you have to be a business professional, business leader who have minimum 10 years of relevant working experience. So that's second. And I think that one, the first two is not really relevant for all of us today, right? But the third one, uh, maybe some of you are applicable. So we have this program called A-Star program, right? But you don't have the access to learning platform and all that, like I have shown just now. But A-Star program is only cater for accounting students who have a CGPA of 3.5. So you must have bachelor in accounting, you must obtain minimum 3.5. You can join the A-Star program and start at the strategic level. So those are the 3 pathway, and A-Star is I think is more relevant to you. I hope that answer your question. Thank you.
Okay, so the second question is, please provide your opinion on the benefits of CIMA over CFA.
I think I don't know much about CFA. I think, in my opinion, it is a very, very good qualification to do CFA because it's one of those recognized, widely, globally, even in Malaysia. But in my personal opinion, uh, that is very technical focus into finance, right? While CIMA itself, the qualification, besides finance, we also focus on accounting and business management. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, you have to see what are the opportunity and what career you want to pursue upon completion of your study in MMU. So if you are more inclined toward finance technical roles such as finance analyst and all that, I would highly encourage you to do CFA, right? Or maybe investment analyst and all, because the component or the topics that is covered under CFA is very, very technical. But on the other hand, I'm not saying that the topic covered in CIMA is not technical. It is equally technical, but we don't cover that depth because we try to balance between business management, accounting, right? Because you still learn standards in CIMA. So that enables us to give you the title chartered accountant later, and you're able to convert your CIMA membership into MIA and to practice as an accountant in Malaysia, because accountant is a regulated environment, meaning if you don't come from the approved professional body, you cannot practice as an accountant in Malaysia. So that's my answer. At the end of the day, in summary, in short, I would highly encourage you to see first. You have to begin with an end in mind, right? Like what the author says, Stephen Covey. So begin with an end in mind. Try to think of what kind of role that is relevant out there, right? Check the marketability first, you know, and identify what kind of role that you really want to pursue, and try to come with a professional qualification that suits that goal. Okay, so that's my answer in short. But anyways, thank you for the question. Please let me know if you have any further question, if I have answered it incorrectly or insufficient. Thank you.
Okay, so the third and final question, I think this is actually related to the second session that we supposed to have, but I don't think we can proceed because we
Yeah.
only have 5 minutes left. Yeah. So I will just read the question lah. Okay. The student's question is, what should we do to increase our chances of getting employed during the COVID-19 pandemic once we have graduated?
Okay, so it's a very good question. To be honest, right now, because the economy is disrupted, right, because of the COVID pandemic, so job market is also disrupted a little bit. But every disruption, right, our history has proven that every time we face uncertainty and economic challenge, that is where innovation comes in. And I think the same goes to the job market. It's now on the dip, but it will improve. So what we can do right now, you guys are still learning, still in the university. So I think what we are talking here is more of a career, not only a source of income, because we can do a lot of other things. You can just purchase something, sell on carousel, there you got income, right? But what we are talking is about your future career, a secure career. So now it's on the dip. So what I'm saying is, while you are learning here in MMU, you can also always add your competencies. For example, during the pandemic, I also started to learn a lot of things on Coursera, because CIMA, they provide free access to Coursera. So I'm learning like how to make decision based on data, for example, one of the courses that I did. So I would encourage you to, okay, first must have a strong mindset, right? Mindset means that you have to accept changes and you have to think how you can adapt to the change, right? You must also always have like what that author called Carol Dweck, uh, growth mindset, right? If you happen to read any of her books, okay. So first must have the right mindset, okay, because this disruption, we face it many times in the history of humankind, right? We have the similar disruption in 1998. We have before this we have endured any different kind of pandemic. We even have back then in the 20s, is the industry is very much focusing on manufacturing and all those agriculture. Sorry, but when people start to introduce machines, what happened to those farmers? Right, they have to learn new skills, right? From they only know how to macam mana nak cangkul, now they have to know how to operate a tractor, for example. I don't know, I'm simply saying, but the thing is, what I'm trying to say is it's all start with our mindset. Another thing, when they introduced in the US, right, back then accountants, they use this thing called bookkeeping. So uh, after a while, Microsoft started to introduce Microsoft Excel, and it's become a norm, right? So what happened to those people that works using bookkeeping in the past if they don't learn how to apply what they know in Microsoft Excel in a new concept, right? So world is always changing, okay? While you guys are still in the university, you know, and job market is not good, I think this is the best time for you guys to add your learning credential, improve your knowledge. All right. So first must have a strong mindset. Second, you must have to know or try to identify what sort of skill set that you need. Right? What sort of skill set that you need to get there. And third one is tool set. Tool set nowadays, of course. Tools. What is tool set? Tool set is your Microsoft Excel, for example. You must know what is the tool for you to achieve certain things, right? So you must know what is the tool set, being the technology, skill set, the competencies, your ability to perform planning, strategic decision making, and it all start with a mindset. You have to always have growth mindset. So while waiting, right, at learning, go to Coursera, or even though I'm talking on behalf of CIMA today, I think this is just one of the qualification that can help you to improve your employability. But look at it as an investment, right? Besides CIMA, we have a lot of other things like Coursera, edX, and those courses are prepared by reputable universities, researchers, and all that. So prepare yourself in terms of that, in terms of skill set and tool set, right? Always have growth mindset so that even though next disruption come in, you guys still relevant because you guys keep on learning. So that's my update about that. I hope that gives some insight to you guys. Anytime because I understand that we have only 1 minute left. Do I take too much of your time? I think yeah, Farha, I think that's about it. I pass back to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much on the clarification and also the informative session by Mr. Rushdan. Okay, so before we end the session, if anyone got more question for Mr. Rushdan, you can turn on your mic now or you can type in the chat box. Okay. Okay, so I think if there is no other question from the students, we can, before we end the session, I would like everyone to open your camera and we can have the photo session. Please open your camera. Okay. Can you give us 2 minutes? Okay, everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, freestyle. Freestyle, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Take care. Stay safe. Bye bye.
Okay.
Thank you, Farha.
Okay,
Thank you, Mr. Ruslan.
everyone.